right time. Their team play together. Their 5v5 is excellent. They are just a really...
They qualified out of the open qualifier in China. They're the team to beat. And here they've delivered on that twofold. Rolster, it's a little different. Korea, of course, got handed some big L's the last time they played Chinese teams. We had that WCK versus WPL event, the Chinese and Korean leagues playing each other. Rolster was the only team that got a win. That was versus the WPL, the franchise league, of which, of course, DKG Gaming is not a member. So even then, when Rolster were getting kind of knocked around by the WPL teams, DKG Gaming were allegedly better than that.
And they've certainly shown that here so far in Horizon Cup, as Ratella's getting it aggressive nice and early here up against YK. Isaac also apparently just putting his face straight into Twisted Fate, wanting to be get some prio here in the 1v1.
But you know, on the other side of that, Rolster have improved so much since the end of the WCK. They were far and away the best team of the WCK. They finished the finals 4-0. They won, I think, the quarters, which was really versus the second place team, G-Luck. Were very strong regionally. They won that match 4-1. That was the only game they dropped over the entire playoff series in the WCK. So Rolster, the best Korea have to offer, and they've been in the boot camp, grinding, and you can see them.
So far, nice and deliberate, let's say, but I think we are expecting a bit of a slow pace of play here between these two teams.
Especially for Rolster, one of the biggest weaknesses of the Korean region, and Rolster in particular, is they struggle to end games. Their team, in typical Korean fashion, likes to play things out.
Is this just all we have today? Is it just Lee Sin going top lane at 2 minutes every single game? It's just Kha'Zix and Lee Sin top all the time?
Oh, it's getting followed up on this time. Yo roams all the way up here.
Very nice here out of the tier. But Who is just going to back it up.
I've got a number for you, Maestro.
I'm ready.
What do you think the average game time for Rolster is this tournament?
This tournament?
This tournament.
18 minutes.
Higher.
What? How is it higher?
20 minutes!
20 minutes?
48 seconds!
That is almost 21! That's way too many minutes!
It is! It really is! Especially because Rolster win a lot of their games pretty quickly, but then they just don't end them. They just bathe in them for a bit. It's like a hot tub. You gotta sit in and enjoy it.
That's Luna. He's on the clock because I'm still scared of don't win the game this year. I gotta pad the numbers. We'll check the DPMs at the end of the tournament. We'll see if they're massively skewed.
Yeah, farming the stats. Gotta make your trading card look as good as possible.
Well, we're so far feeling happy here in the 2v2, as I think expected. Lucian Braum getting a bit more leverage there in that particular matchup.
Top lane, which was the focus early for Rolster, as they do try and boost Ratella ahead. That's one of their primary drivers this game. Not much happened despite all that effort. YK down some gold. It's come out to about 200 after the wave did get shoved in against his turret. But they obviously didn't find the kill. It was well protected by Young.
All right, well, for all the back and forth and kind of slowness of this, I can guarantee some fun in 30 seconds. I can't guarantee a team fight, but the teams are going to be looking for those objectives that are spawning in about 20 now.
I'll hold you to that. This better be fun.
They're going to do something. They might not fight each other. I didn't promise that.
Here's the thing. Rolster are only ever going to go for a Rift Herald. That's like their thing. And I think DKG might be okay trading that, because their big spike is in the mid game. You're waiting on second item for Yo. And so when your power spike is that close, I think the last thing you want to do is go for a full-on team fight. But they have warded it. Ward inside that Rift Herald pin here for DKG. That indicates they would like to skirmish around it at the very least.
Of note as well, Quaver is a master PvE player, as Isaac is just assassinated.
Flash gold card!
Here comes Yo. One last auto. Was enough. Does get the kill there, at least trades back.
And Emo can now roam up here with Weva and contest this Rift Herald. Yo is running back to this fight as fast as his little feet can carry him.
Ratello getting aggressive. Oh goodness, Salem just kicks out Weber. Wants to try and make sure the Tarot goes down. Alistar low, but there's the assassination. Ratello down! He's trying to take out Weber, but now he's done it! He flashed out of there, he is gonna go down. Will it have to flash out and win, but he's still trying to make it happen. does indeed go down, but Luna's going to get a kill on the back end of it all. As Rolster, I think, come out on top there.
What an incredible team fight for Rolster. They get the Rift Herald in the midst of a positive traded team fight, and they are going to get the charge instantly spent. This is going to take the mid turret 5 minutes into game.
That is a big win here for Rolster, up about 1,500 gold and counting, as they'll reset and maybe think about running back for this dragon.
It was so much fun, Julian.
It was a lot of fun. I didn't lie to you. There you go.
Not used to this, people keeping their promises. DKG now going to try and make something out of this kind of pause in the tempo. You see them set up for control around this Ocean Drake. But here's the wild thing, they do not feel comfortable to fight for it. They are slowing down the game at this point, and that is not a position DKG have been in all tournament.
Here comes the challenge. Rocket Cat already at the ready, win tagged and bagged. Doe's gonna take him out.
Great execution by Rolster, knowing the speed of their engage there, knowing they can just pull up and support Luna. And we're at this point, I kind of teased this, Rattel is going to try and get as big as humanly possible. But in team fights, pay attention to where Luna is. Make sure Luna is kept alive. Salem's going to be the primary person responsible for that, but you also have so much CC on this team from Isaac and Doe that should be used defensively. Because Luna, with 4 assists, with Essence Reaver already complete, is going to be a very big Corki, and he must be kept alive if Rolster are going to win these team fights.
So far, so good. There for Luna. As I mentioned it already, Rocket Cow with the Moon Pants, Salem zipping on in.
What?
It's got Proto Belt, Rocket Belt. And those are Moon Pants. You don't know? Moon Shorts?
Both putting it together. Right.
Yeah.
I would appreciate it if you said Moon Trousers.
Alright, we'll catch that next time. But I mean, you know, that is the go button, very much so, as Isaac has found himself in a spot of bother. Emo hiding in the shrubbery is going to force him away and get the flash.
Because pants go under trousers.
Ah, that is true.
Underwear, pants. Pressure up top here as Rolster really want to boost Rattel ahead. Again, that's their perceived condition.
E3, going to be okay. Yoda's going to deflect them there with the red card. It's good enough.
Holds up the red card. They got to get out of there before they're disqualified.
Ooh, Luna gonna meet Quaver. Ooh, Quaver gonna get himself caught out there. Salem with a nice little combo. Q's gonna land there.
Wow.
Flashing back. Nice kick, as that's the kill for the cow.
Nicely done, Salem. Getting a win for support players everywhere. And it'll be a turret picked up. A whole lot of that gold going into Rattel's pocket. This is really the perfect start to a game for Rolster. All the gold going where they need it.
All right, let's watch this again. In the Axe replay, it's Quaver just caught in his own jungle.
Chased out there, and Doe sits on the resonating strike, knowing there's the mobility on the Kha'Zix. Not afraid to get in behind that turret and scoop him out.
You know what? For all the good that Salem is doing for his fellow support players out there on the Rift, definitely, as you mentioned, the important thing is Rattel got gold. Got the tower there, opening up the map a little bit more. 2,000 gold ahead now for Rolster Y.
And quiet marker here, just because he's not usually a carrier for this team, but Doe is sitting around 8,000 gold, the most on the map by a pretty wide margin, as he's just had incredible kill participation so far. Only missed out on 1 kill on the map. He's been everywhere he needs to be. It's been an incredible game for the Rolster jungler, who is normally a little more utility focused, but you're on the Lee Sin, understanding the assignment, getting out on the map early, boosting his lanes ahead, and as a byproduct, becoming a pretty scary Kung Fu man.
Good so far as DKG grouping here in mid. Emo is going to push out Doe. As the Rift Herald's been started, DKG looking like they want to respond.
Where you get in here is gold card. Yo needs to find onto ideally Luna.
We walked up, Glacial Fissure onto 4. Salem though pretty tanky, back in we go. 3-man pole, everybody piles in. And now Rattel on the top side is fighting off Weber, but the fight is won on the other side by Rolster. And Doe is just going to go for it. He just gets a free kill.
2 kills to Doe as he cleans up the second one. Rift Herald did get stolen by Weber as he arrived in the backside of that fight and just assassinated poor Rattel. Watch this though, I flagged the gold card as being very important. This gold card did not result in DKG's fight win, and I'll show you instantly why. Boom onto Salem. Salem doesn't care. Heeds the full color, goes in the opposite side, and the team fight's over. Headbutt pole runs. Ideally, that gold card finds value by allowing you to press forward. You can take out a carry with it if they're sitting and stunned. Then the supports need to play defense. But instead, it goes on to the support. The support soaks the damage, especially in Alistar mid-ult. And by the time the threat has ended, he still has full cooldown. He's sitting, waiting for his controls to come back online. Second they do, easy combo.
Goes at it again. Oh, what a Q. Not going to follow though. But again, the dragon is back up and forced away, already ready to fight.
The honey fruit ate the auto for the ward. That ward's still alive for DKG as a result.
Betrayed by the delicious fruit, as dragon is going to be there. There's no contest here for DKG.
Drake does go over to Rolster despite the honey fruit taking an auto for the ward. And DKG, yeah, they can't contest at this point. Kind of their only path into these games, mid-game team fights.
Isaac, stunned.
There it is.
That's big damage. Dodo coming back in, and they're going to try and get the kill. Camille almost dead after the ultimatum. And Weber's diving back in to try and get the respawn. The Kha'Zix can't do anything. There's the start out of Salem. No follow-up, though.
And look at Luna just living his best life, floating along.
Just chilling.
He's bopping.
Chilling in that corner.
And there's nothing you can do if you're trying to access him, and all of that soak is just being eaten up by Salem, eaten up by Rattel and Do, who are playing such good defense. I will say you saw the opposite angle of that, what happens when Yo lands a gold card onto an ideal target there, as the Rolster squad had to immediately respond the second that the gold card landed onto Do. Unfortunately, nothing came of it because the rest of the fight went awry. I don't really like this Rift Herald use. This is kind of terrible.
Oh no! Didn't even get the gold! Quaver just drops it and dips!
Just drop 50 bucks in the Rolster bank account. Direct deposit. I don't know.
Rattel will take it. Has not been the big player this game for Rolster, but still a potent side laner here. Only going to get stronger as the game goes on, but it is definitely so right now. Isaac's doing pretty well, and of course, don't worry about the gold right now for Luna. As the game goes later, Corki's only going to get stronger.
Yeah, Corki, a massive late game threat. And if you're talking about late game, the fact is Darkun don't have a whole lot for it. Lucian's alright late game, Kha'Zix alright late game. I would say Camille's strong late game, especially his utility. But nothing that compares to what's going to be online for Rolster, mainly in that Corki, but you also have significant carry threats from Rattel once he completes his item build with an advantage, as he is now about 1,000 gold flat ahead of the entire DKG squad over on that top side of the map. So, a very, very good game for Rolster. This has been a complete wish list of items.
See what DKG can do to kind of come back. It's 3 items here. You know, Quaver's decently strong as Salem just found an angle. Emo is going to be the target. It'll be an awfully sad boy today. Actually, he's going to live to tell the tale. It's Happy Days, his favorite song's being released, and Salem's booking it as the culling pops out from Wind.
Man, Salem just ate so much damage. And he's low now, which is why this Destiny gate gets opened.
Salem's okay. Going to be escorted out.
Just peeping in, seeing what you could see. You open the Destiny gate.
Sees 5 people. Decides not to ult.
Rattel was in the side lanes, which makes it kind of more hilarious because he saw Rattel isolate and went,
I don't think so. 3 item twist of fate. Nah. Rattel didn't have the GA that he does have now. So that I feel like at this point, Fiora is online in these split pushes.
Hear me out,
Rattel's not leaving, let me tell you.
If you bait the riposte, it's winnable. I mean,
don't bait the riposte.
If you don't bait the riposte, you do turbo lose that. I do think this is where we go back to our fun fact history about Rolster's average game time.
Oh, true. It's coming up again.
Because Rolster are in complete control of this game. They could just take the Baron. What are DKG gonna do? Fight them? Rolster don't care.
Not a speedy team. Ooh, Isaac, good catch here. Great stasis there. Isaac gets out and goes back in. Maybe the target. Banner goes through. Oh, goodness, that was messy, but it still works out in the end, and Isaac is going to fall. But a worthwhile trade, I have to assume.
Yeah, no jungler here as the Infernal comes up, so. Rolster take that. And case in point, Isaac was at every possible disadvantage there and still won the fight, because that is how far ahead Rolster are right now. They could end this game. DKG are just going to keep throwing Hail Marys, see if one of them works out.
Luna is ready to go, by the way. Does have the package for this Infernal, so an easy pickup to that objective. Here we go. Oh, it's never mind. That's Lee Sin.
He was looking for a blue buff.
THANKYOU. Really hoping that was spoken, but it was not. Still, Doe definitely able to cover some distance.
But here's my point. You like see how Rolster do kind of just have this game tied up. And if you're watching a lot of teams at this point, they just start the Baron. And DKG fight into it, obviously, and you win because you're this far ahead and the game's over. But Rolster say, I mean, we've got the better late game.
Exactly!
Why
Scaling!
We can just vibe for a bit here.
Cross Corky almost every game. Luna's like, I'm scaling, don't worry about it.
I mean, it's
Keep
just
playing the game.
It's a little sketchy for me because Twisted Fate is such like a... If you land the right gold cards at the right time, you can maybe find a kill and 4v5, something happens. You're giving DKG time to work with them. If I'm a Rolster player, I don't want that.
Right, and that is definitely scary, but I think it does certainly speak to the style, obviously, of Rolster, and they're confident in their ability in these late-game 5v5 team fights, and to their credit, they have been very good at that all tournament long as Doe. Gonna get it started there onto Emo, and it is not Sad Boy Hours just yet, but it's about to be as Doe dives back in to finish off what he started as Salem! Rocket bots in for the kill!
Nicely done. Yet again, Salem, that's his second kill this game. Team fight breaks out as DKG press forward into a 4v5.
Oh, Luna's just so strong. Doe flashes in. They know they can get this here. Isaac pops the moonfall, doesn't grab it, and oh my goodness! Doe just dives straight through the backlines, assassinates Wind, and that could be the game!
It should be. The 4v5 attempt from DKG kind of spells out exactly how desperate they are. And this will be a dive underneath the Nexus.
Look at that. Not even 17 minutes in and we're leaving the base. Okay, we're going back. We're going back. Surely. Miniwave's coming in. Nope. We're
recalling.
Oh, it's TP. Ritel's still here.
20 seconds on response. Here's Emo. 20 seconds on.
Oh, they do have TP. All right, all right. And also enough. Don't worry, don't worry. There's the Nexus we're looking for. Lowering the average game time, one team fight at a time, TJ. As Rolster take game number 1.
You're darn right, Pace.
A, B, C, D. Cover team, the single score.